Hi, I'm Daniel. This channel features historical photos, carefully chosen and edited to tell untold stories. Stay till the end. One of the last images is rare and almost never seen. Leg Beauty Contest in Istanbul, 1971. Norman Rockwell and the model for Rosie the Riveter, his neighbor and a telephone operator, Mary Doyle Keefe, around 1950. Burlington Mayor Bernie Sanders picks up trash by himself in a public park after being elected in 1981, his first electoral victory. Hilda John and her cat Thomas O'Malley, England, 1977. Anita Ekberg, 1950s. A street scene from 1960s London. Bread being sold at a market, Sarajevo, Bosnia-Herzegovina, 1912. Surfers and their boards, 1960. Participant of the Tbilisi War, Georgia, 1991. Television goggles, 1963. Michael Jackson and Goofy, 1980. Courtney Cox on the set of Friends, 1994. Marilyn Monroe on the set of her last movie, 1961. Harrison Ford working as a carpenter in 1970. Simonetta Stefanelli and Al Pacino during the filming of The Godfather, 1972. Alfred Hitchcock impersonating Ringo Starr, 1964. Jacqueline Bisset, 1968. Soba Noodles Delivery Man in Tokyo, 1935. A packhorse librarian delivering books in rural Kentucky, 1938. Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger on the set of Twins, 1988. Madame Ines Deckercel, one of the first female taxi drivers in Paris, 1909. A decade ago, this 102-year-old man had already spent 82 years behind the wheel of the same 1928 Rolls-Royce. A hired reader reads to cigar makers hard at work in a cigar factory, Cuba, 1900 to 1910. Cyndi Lauper in the 1970s. Frances Folsom on the day of her wedding to President Grover Cleveland. Frances is the only woman to marry an incumbent president and became the youngest First Lady at 21, 1886. Original GE General Electric monitor top refrigerator, 1929. In Tomorrowland, Disneyland, California, July 1966. They built some tough trucks back then. A 1915 GMC truck hauling timber. A man on his Minsk motorcycle wearing slippers, Berdansk, Ukraine, 1980s. Chess lesson in a school, Pskov, Soviet Union, 1975. Hoover Dam, April 1935. Rising water in the new lake had not yet reached the base of the dam's intake towers. A mother with her 10 children in Cochise County, Arizona, photographed in a local studio in the early 1900s. Barbershop, Los Angeles, California, circa 1956. Photo by Harry Adams. Pam Grier in the 1970s. Chewbacca Takes a Break, 1976. High School Kids, United States, 1970s. Police cars in Manchester, United Kingdom, 1975. Marilyn Monroe at a charity event, 1955. Robert De Niro and Gerard Depardieu, 1975. When a Little Hippo Has a Birthday, 1957. Arthur English, 1919 to 1995. Everyone's Granddad. Man Experiences Irony, 1966. Italian women were crucial to the WW2 resistance movement and displayed immense courage and dedication, 1940s. Jackie DeShannon, 1964, showing Jimmy Page how she wanted Don't Turn Your Back on Me to be played. Renee Funk, 1918. A woman knitting between classes at the police academy, Ankara, Turkey, 1960s. Seth MacFarlane, 1999. Back in 1965, Rick James and Neil Young were in a band together called the Mynah Birds. Kurt Cobain's favorite photo of himself just outside Aberdeen, Washington, 1990. a great pic of John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, and Carrie Fisher on the set of The Blues Brothers, 1980. Nazi troops raising their banner above the Acropolis of Athens in May 1941. Rosemary Williams drinking coffee, New York, 1949. Stalin with his new car, Rolls-Royce imported from England, 1925. Church lady, Philadelphia, 1960s. Bar staff at El Matador Restaurant, Auckland, New Zealand, 1968. Left-wing Iranian students celebrate the victory of the Islamic Revolution with a picture of Ayatollah Khomeini, Iran, circa 1979. Vietnamese soldiers in WW1, 1917. A man delivering ice in the old days when there were no refrigerators, 1930s. Cadet Philip meets 13-year-old Princess Elizabeth while escorting the royal family at the Naval College in Dartmouth, 1939. Martin Hellinger, sentenced to 15 years for war crimes involving victims' dental gold, 1946. Oscar Dirlewanger, right, after arrest by French colonial troops, 1945. Immigrants view the Statue of Liberty while entering New York Harbor aboard an ocean liner en route to Ellis Island, New York City, 1910s. Photo by Edwin Levick. On October 27, 1962, Soviet officer Vasily Arkhipov refused to authorize a nuclear strike, preventing war during the Cuban Missile Crisis. James Dean, photographed by Dennis Stock in New York City, 1955. Rabbits listening to the radio, 1900s. Youngsters with boomboxes, 14th Street, New York City, 1983. Photo by Morris Engel. Leicester, England, 1950s, when coal was very much the #1 energy source. The line for Pepsi in Moscow, August 1991. Johnny Depp, 1991. Playing chess at the corner of Broadway and West 49th Street in Midtown Manhattan, NYC, August 1986. Photo by Yvonne Maurice. Back then they called them service stations, 1950s. Dancing at a celebration, 1980s. A technician doing maintenance on the electromechanical telephone switches in the Telephone Exchange Building at East 30th Street, New York City, 1938. Notre Dame d'Amiens Cathedral. Sandbags are stacked around to protect the choir stalls against any possible damage caused by German shells. France, during World War I, 1915. Dust Bowl refugees heading west to start a new life, 1934. Physicist Sung Dao Lee and his wife Jeanette Chin, 1957. An absolutely stunning photograph of an unidentified woman, circa 1850s. A youngster playing Atari home video games, 1982. A Campbell soup vending machine in an office, 1950s. French Bic pen promotional car, 1956. Portable telephone van in Toronto, 1983. Motorola Dynatac 8000X, the first mobile phone in the world, launched in 1983. Everyday car scene, 1970s. Piccadilly, London, 1960s. Pierce Brosnan, 1999. A man poses with his custom-made bus, which combines a Mi-8 helicopter fuselage and a Kamaz truck. Afghanistan, late 1980s. Monorail crossing the English Channel, an illustration for the sci-fi novel The War in the Air by H.G. Wells, 1908. The letter President Jimmy Carter included with the Voyager spacecraft in case aliens would find it, 1977. Victorian-era roller coaster, 1900. A woman in the 1970s. Negev military base, circa 1960s. West Indies captain Clive Lloyd receives the Presidential World Cup trophy from Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, after winning the inaugural Cricket World Cup final in 1975. Brassai in an opium den, Paris, 1931. Family game console from J.C. Penney, 1976. Mom, It Fell by Itself, 1959. A rotary dial wall phone from the 1970s. Behind the scenes of Stand By Me, 1986. Schnucks grocery store cashier, St. Louis, Missouri, 1970s.